The truck driver who troopers say hit and killed 2 men on the side of I-95 will stay in jail. This morning, a judge denied bond for Hassan Ali. Troopers arrested him in Palm Beach County hours after they say he ran off the side of the road and killed 2 surveyors in Palm Bay. As Fox 35's Stephanie Bufmonti reports, the suspect had a contentious day in court.
Yes, not only did he allegedly flee the scene after troopers say he hit and killed 2 people, but in his first court appearance, it seemed like he was pretending that he didn't understand English. It was so bizarre, you have to see it.
He doesn't speak English. He's from Somalia, so I don't know what to do.
Oh, he's from Somalia, eh? Oh, yeah? Go figure. A Somalian pirate.
About that.
Hassan Ali is accused of allegedly hitting and 2 people on I-95 in Palm Bay Friday and then fleeing the scene of the crash. He was in court Saturday. Ali was not answering the judge's questions, claiming he didn't understand English and needed a Somalian interpreter.
It's my understanding that you can speak English. I need you to speak to me so that I can appoint you a lawyer.
He's not speaking to me, Judge. I don't know.
10.
10 what?
10.
I don't know, Judge.
10.
So how do we know that he needs a Somalian interpreter?
Because I was told that by the guy sitting next to him.
Where's my clothes?
What?
Where's my clothes?
Where's my clothes? Well, he's speaking English now, so.
Listen how nonchalantly this guy is, sitting there thinking that he has his rights to just go on. I just ran over somebody. I just ran over him, but I'm free to go. He's got. Listen, I tell you what he thinks is going to happen. He thinks he's going to go get shipped off back to Somalia, and then he's going to come right back in the United States of America and start driving a truck again. I guarantee you that's what he thinks what's happening.
FHP says Ali was driving the semi-truck when he veered off the road, hit a truck parked on the shoulder, and the 2 men who were doing survey work in the area. Investigators say Ali got back on the road and drove away. They arrested him hours later, 2 counties away. The judge later brought in a trooper to ask if he spoke English with him when he was arrested.
Were you able to converse with Mr. Ali?
The only thing that he spoke to me, other troopers, or the hospital staff yesterday at Vieira Hospital when I was getting medically cleared for him, was everything was in English. Nothing was in any other language. The English that he was speaking was very clear, very concise, very understandable.
The trooper went on to say Ali asked them to take him to the airport so he could leave the country, and that he was vulgar and violent.
Yeah, what did I tell you? These guys, this is a problem with these guys. These guys sitting there thinking they can get away with it and just go fly back to their country and come back into the United States and just do it all over again. You know, I guess that's what they do in Somalia and Ethiopia. They just run over people and just keep on trucking. I mean, I guess he thinks that this is what happens here in America. Oh wait. It actually does?
An 18-wheeler driver accused of causing a deadly pileup crash on I-35 in North Austin last month is now out of jail. The Travis County Sheriff's Office confirms Solomon Wadikiel Araya bonded out this afternoon. He's accused of intoxication manslaughter and intoxication assault tied to the crash that killed 5 people. Yesterday, a judge reduced his bond from just over $1 million to $7,000 after blood test results showed he did not have any drugs or alcohol in his system the night of the crash.
The trooper added Ali needed to know and understand English to have his CDL license to drive the commercial truck he was in.
It's clear to me that he has the ability to speak English and understand English. Maybe a little traumatized in the moment. He's a danger to the community at large, and I'm setting each of the counts at a no bond status.
Fox News has learned a man in the U.S. on a work visa is now accused of causing a deadly pileup on Highway 43.
Yeah, 2 people were killed yesterday, including a beloved high school coach. Investigators saying an 18-wheeler plowed into multiple vehicles that were stopped at a red light.
Our Hal Sherrick is live in Thomasville, and Hal, this is as bad as it gets.
It really is, Lenise and Cameron. This accident has shaken this tight-knit community to the core. Now, this is a picture of the man behind bars, Andre Demeterko. He's a 45-year-old Philadelphia, Pennsylvania resident whom Thomasville PD said is in the U.S. on a work visa. He's now charged with 2 counts of vehicular manslaughter and is being held at the Clark County Jail. Residents of Wilcox County are mourning the death of beloved Wilcox Academy coach Woody Beck III, who was killed in this multi-vehicle crash Tuesday morning. The school's assistant football coach died, according to Thomasville Police Department in Clark County, when that semi-truck driver caused a 5-vehicle crash. The collision also claimed the life of a woman and injured 4 others. The Alabama Independent School Association said Beck was loved by many and had a tremendous impact on the lives of young student athletes. The driver of the first vehicle hit in this collision is identified as 37-year-old Ashley Marie Springer McDonald. And we spoke with a woman who was just getting out of her car at her home at the intersection of South Industrial Parkway and Highway 43 when this accident happened. This is what she had to say.
No brakes, nowhere. He just kept getting it. He just knocked them all out the way and kept going.
Yeah, kept going for a little ways, did pull over. There are a lot of questions still in this case.
Oh, we got answers. Answers is if they're here on a work visa, they shouldn't be driving a truck in the United States of America.
Right now, the mayor of Thomasville, Mayor Day, and the police chief are asking the public's patience as this investigation is continued, and they're asking for prayers from residents here and everyone for the family of those who died in this collision and their friends. You can see that intersection is behind me. It's a 55-mile-an-hour zone right here on Highway 43 traveling south. That light was red. There were 4 cars lined up in this right lane, 2 cars lined up in the next lane, and that 18-wheeler loaded with a load of finely chipped metal going most likely to the steel plant is what the police chief thinks. Just never checked up, as you heard Ms. Austin tell you right there, the witness, never hit the brakes and just plowed through 4 cars, claiming those 2 lives. There has been a communications barrier. The 2 men in that truck, which were en route from Chicago, there was a passenger that was asleep in the back at the time. They had been traveling from Chicago, is what I've been told. They are both in the U.S. on work visas. They don't speak the language well. Eastern European, I was told they were speaking Russian, so they've had to get the FBI involved to try to find out exactly what's happened.
Oh, so the FBI is getting involved on this. Doggone. I mean, it's getting real out there when finally the feds are coming in there to hey, we got to do something about this.
That's the big question. What happened to cause them to blow through this intersection? They don't believe there was a medical issue, at least not a heart attack, as has been speculated by some. That's what I was told by both the police chief and the mayor, who happens to also be a lifelong firefighter and was first on the scene.
Dude, you're not going to even believe what I found out about this place, right? You guys know me. I'm going to search up the carrier for EOS Freight LLC. We covered this in yesterday's video where the company, now I did not cover the address. I didn't look them up. I didn't look them up on Safer, but you're not going to believe the address where they're located out of. First of all, I want to show you guys this on the vehicle. 4 inspections, 2 of them are out of service. How do you do that? How do you do that? Again, there's the company for EOS Freight LLC, Darien, Illinois. You got that address? Okay, all right. I already looked it up here. All right, so this is where the company is located at, right here. Man, that really looks like a great place for a trucking company right there. What is that? Dunkin' Donuts? Is that Dunkin' Donuts? It absolutely is. You guys can fact check me if you want. 7532 South Cass Avenue, Unit B, right? Right there. Darien, Illinois. 60561. At a freaking Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, when we going to do something about this? What can we do? Here's my next thing about this, right? Here's my next thing I ask. So here comes June, right? And finally we're going to start enforcing the English proficiency and putting people out of service. Okay? Like, when that happens, what are these drivers going to do? Are they going to, all of a sudden I'm at a way station, I'm out of service, and I got to learn English, and then I could start driving again? I'm like, what are we going to do? I mean, think about this realistically. And then there's Oklahoma, right? Oklahoma's doing something about it. They're getting a lot further than what Arkansas did. SB 20 out of Oklahoma passed the House today. And here's a few snippets of the little questioning going on, and then the vote. Listen, if this passes the Senate, and I got it on good authority that it will, that Oklahoma is going to be setting the standard for the rest of the country. And man, you Oklahomans up there in the Okie State, all right, you guys got it going on. Take a look at this.
Representative, I was in the summary, it says that they would need to be able to demonstrate sufficient proficiency of the English language. Is that not already filtered out through the licensing process whenever they're taking those tests? My understanding, they were all in English.
Thank you for the question. Prior to 2016, that is true. However, in 2016, our executive branch of the federal government decided to suspend that rule on a state-by-state basis and gave states the authority to waive that.
On the visas, would you mind explaining which visas that the bill applies to, as opposed to which visas it wouldn't? Believe it specifies B1 and B2, and which visas would be viable within the state of Oklahoma?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, so it would basically apply to all visa holders if they're expired. In terms of the B1, B2, in the state of Oklahoma, we shouldn't have anybody operating here, commercial motor vehicle on a B1, B2 visas. They are permitted by federal law, but they are also required to stay within 16 miles of their port of entry. It's only allowed for that transaction across the border.
Do we have a plan, for say, when it comes to supporting small, mid-sized trucking companies that may lose part of their workforce due to these new restrictions?
Thank you for the question. This bill does not address a business's business plan. It addresses public safety.
Representative, would you be surprised to know that trucking drivers often have to read roadway markers, speeding signs, signs to enter and exit onto highways? Would you be surprised to know?
No, thank you for the question. I would not be surprised.
For follow-up. And would you be surprised to know that your bill would ensure that individuals who are not able to read those signs would be prevented from using Oklahoma's roadways and highways?
Yes, I agree with that.
For follow-up. And would you also be surprised to know that there have been several accidents, motor carrier accidents with individuals, fatality accidents, where the drivers of those vehicles were not able to read English and they entered onto a highway incorrectly?
Yes, I would believe that. Thank you for the question.
Would you believe that a gentleman, a Middle Eastern gentleman, almost lost his life at the hands of myself because of a road rage incident where he thought I was part of it as the officer showing up but could not understand English and came at me with a tire tool?
I would believe you if you told me that, yes.
For follow-up. Would you also believe another individual, Middle Eastern, came through a safety checkpoint because he did not understand what a safety checkpoint was, and about ran over 3 deputies when I was sheriff in my county because he didn't understand the rules of the road in Oklahoma.
Yes, I believe you.
For one more follow-up.
And Representative, would you also agree that driving in Oklahoma is a privilege? It's not guaranteed.
Thank you for the question. Yes, I would.
When it comes to a bill like this, and given the line of questioning that we just heard, it does seem like bills like these tend to have more of an anti-foreigner sentiment.
Oh my God.
Just because someone might speak different, look different, they are more just scrutinized a little bit more. I would want us to focus on public safety. So could you speak to, again, since we haven't seen examples within Oklahoma, and this isn't a request bill from trucking associations, why should we move forward with a bill like this?
Thank you for the question. So we've seen national statistics from 2016 all the way, these statistics go up to 2022, of a significant rise in fatality accidents across the entire country due to the non-domiciled and the non-English speaking requirements. While an association doesn't exist in my district, trucking companies do. They're constituents of mine. The people that are victims of these accidents may be constituents of mine. And so I want to do everything I can do to prevent them or their loved ones from losing their life. That's why we need to pass this bill.
Representative Wilk now moves final passage of the bill. Will there be debate? Seeing none, the question for the House is, shall the bill pass? Clerk, please have the machine starts to announce roll call in the hall. Roll call is now in progress. Burns, aye. Stairs, aye. Members wishing to vote or change their vote, chair's preparing to close. Tedford, aye. Declare the vote.
74 aye, 15 nay.
Have received majority of those elected to Constituent House. I declare the bill to have passed. Representative Wilk now moves the vote on the bill be the vote of emergency. Without objection, that'll be the order. Declare the vote.
74 aye, 15 nay.
Have received 2/3 vote of those elected to Constituent House. Declare the emergency to have passed.